Welcome back to another Plasticon review. Today we're going to cover what I have dubbed Generation 2 Overlord. Here's G2 Overlord in his tank and jet mode. I know you guys have previously seen this jet in a Lyokaiser that I created, but I have also updated this since then. So there's a bit of a little bit of cool craziness I've done here, which made this actually much better. So first thing, let's go ahead and look at the jet. As you can tell, the jet actually has his little cone thruster bits here actually on the sides of it now. If you guys hadn't seen the previous one, I mean, this is pretty much it. It's got, you know, the black, and then it's got the Decepticon emblem right there. And it's really cool. It's still a Blackbird, which is really nice. And he does have a simple transformation. Yes, some people out there will be like, okay, well that's a silver bolt. Yes, it is a silver bolt, but I have actually modified it quite a bit. It does not have a flip-up kickstand here, so that does not happen. It does have retractable landing gear though in this mode. Landing gear doesn't like to stay up on it, but that's okay. Very cool though. Does have the back thrusters as well. So let's go ahead and go into his transformation. So you flip this portion here backward, and then you will take these leg bits here and they will fold down, and then you will take this chest piece here and slide it. It's kind of finicky on this, but it will slide all the way down. Actually, let's just move the arms out of the way, because the arms do fold back. Makes it a little easier to slide this chest piece down. So the chest piece on this gets stuck every now and then on me. Oop, that's okay. That needs to come off anyway. There we go. Because this right here just pops on and off. That's a friction joint, so it just pops on and off right here. So I'm going to take this off anyway, because that's going to be for his combined robot mode. Then you're going to take the head and flip it up, and you've got the top half of him pretty much done. The other thing I do is I spin these around and then extend them out a little bit. And this right here will actually set up the beginning portion of his combination. Now these do have the legs and feet still. I did not change that at all, so I can still make him by himself if I wanted. If I do that, I need to push these legs back because they don't tend to tends to be a bit top heavy, which is, you know, more or less the fault of the mold itself. But there you go. There's his more or less the squat transformation, like I like to call it. I'll fold these back, turn these back to the right direction, and then flip these back out again. But here comes the interesting part. I'll show you how to use this here in a minute. So here's the tank. Happens to actually have the tank portion as well. The gun here kind of fits in between, so that way he actually has a place for the gun. The gun can still mount on the back of the torso here because he actually has a hole there on his back, which is also for his gun storage if you didn't want him to use the gun at the time. But he's got his little treads there, and the front of it, and then spin all the way around to the back. So he is pretty much set up just like the original one would. This does not actually have a base mode. A lot of people are like, okay, is there a base mode to this thing? No, there is not. But that's okay. I don't really necessarily need the base mode because to me the base mode was kind of an afterthought for Overlord anyway. I always loved the fact that he was a tank and a jet that combined. So take this portion here off, and it will just split this in half. And it's keyed, so it actually kind of just fits in, just like that. This is pretty cool. So I'm bringing his front portion here, and what I like to do is take this leg here and we'll slide in, and I'll take this leg here and we'll slide in, and you slide in all the way and actually are flush here with this portion here. As you can tell, he's pretty tall now. And there he is in his more or less combined mode. Trying to get the legs to stop doing that. It does try to veer in a little bit. There we go. And he does have a little bit of an ankle thing here, so you can angle those a little bit. He's got pretty good detail. He's got lots of sticker decals, and he looks really cool. I do like him a lot. Let's try to raise this up a little bit so I can show you guys a little easier. Yeah, he's got quite a bit of detail there. Very neat. Does happen to have his Decepticon emblem there on the back and a little bit of detail there for the top of the tank as well. But it's pretty neat that he actually combines like this. Now he can hold his weapons because he does happen to have his weapons. First things first, this right here, you'll take the landing gear and stick it out. And this will actually fit in this hole. This hole right here will actually help hold his jet shield portion. And then this actually has two handles. You use the small handle for this. And then the small handle doesn't really like to fit very well, but it does work. There we go. And then you got what I like to dub Generation 2 Overlord in his robot mode. Bit of a size comparison here. Here he is next to my infamous Merman. I like to use for scale. As you can tell, he's pretty tiny. He's not actually too big, which is pretty perfect. For those people out there, I do know there is a Kabaya kit that's out there. That thing is entirely too expensive. But I'm going to take one of the camera bots here that I like to use for size comparison as well. Kind of gives you a bit of a, he's about double the height, which is actually kind of perfect because Overlord was always a big guy. He was always tall, he was always like large and in charge kind of guy anyway, and he works very, very well. I think this will actually stand up pretty good with my Genrai. My Genrai is about this tall, so the two of them will actually work very, very well. And you guys have seen Genrai in the past. I've actually done that Power Master Prime. I've done that review, so you guys have seen it. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of show you guys one of my little cool little custom G2 Overlord. Yes, it's in Generation 1 colors, but that's okay. I mean, yeah, this thing likes to fall off. And like I said, usually when I store him on a shelf, he's usually just got the gun here strapped to his back, which is fine. Which I don't mind the fact that I actually have the ability to do that, so it's nice to be able to just put his gun up out of the way so I don't have to worry about it falling all over the place. This part here does not fall off. It's pretty much just a issue with the mold. I mean, like I said, he's not even that thick of a guy either, which is nice. This fits very well. It's very lightweight. Now some people are like, okay, how did I go about making this? First off, if you didn't know, these two pieces here were a couple pieces of Lego I glued on. Which I don't ever really use Lego that often, but when I do, it's usually a very purpose made. As for this, these were some model bits that I had hanging out, and this is foam core. I did these two pieces here out of foam core. Same thing with the turret. because I wanted the turret to just lock together. I didn't need it to move around. I didn't want to go into that crazy engineering, because the original toy didn't have a turning turret either, so why not just kind of stick with the same thing. I did use a little bit of foam core here as filler. And these two pieces here that I'm actually using as the full leg pieces are those little tiny, I don't know if you guys have ever been to the travel area in Walmart, but they got the little toothpick travel containers. They have the little plastic toothpicks in them. Well, we use them quite often here in the house, and I hate throwing those things away because I'm like, I could use those for something. And I've used them actually in quite a few little builds. And I had to have a couple extras, and I was like, you know what, those right there actually work perfectly because these legs actually fit perfect in this. I didn't have to do any modification whatsoever. So I was like, hey, I can make Overlord more like Overlord. And that's exactly what I did here. I know some people were like, well, you know, it's kind of silly that you did that. You know, you could have got the Kabaya kit. Well, the Kabaya kit runs roughly on the aftermarket now about 60-70 bucks. I am not paying $60 or $70 for a toy when it first came out. Was roughly under $10. In the past, I actually did own it. I never did build it. I sold it because I bought it for the Road Caesar back then, and I got rid of that Road Caesar as well in the past. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of chasing these things down because they're extremely expensive, because the Road Caesar is about $70-$80, and it's ridiculous. I'm not paying that kind of price. And same thing with the Overlord. It's not worth $50 to me. It just isn't. It's just one of those things. It's a kit that you put together that could potentially fall apart, and you actually have to parts form a lot of bits and pieces on it anyway. So I was like, you know what? I've got this spare knockoff guy that I used. And I'll end up doing an update on Lyle Kaiser as well, because you know some people like that was part of Lyle Kaiser used. Yes, it is part of the Lyle Kaiser I created. Well, I actually improved that Lyle Kaiser. It's a lot better now, and I actually think he turned out much better too. And I was able to actually separate them now. So, and they still have combination capability. I just veered away from it because I was like, this is better. I like this. So, anyway, this has been Plasticon. This has been yet another crazy Generation 2. Generation 1-ish review, and I'll see you guys around because I have plenty more coming your way. That's it for now.